Hi there, my name is Sojourner Zenobia. I'm the founder of By Moonlight. We're a collective of art-centered healing justice facilitators who are restoring humanity through creativity, through rest, and through belonging. Today I want to share with you a point of pushback that I get quite often when we're talking about rest, because number one, it's uncomfortable, but then it also there is moments when rest is not an option, or when rest is not the tactic, is not actually the strategy. And I absolutely agree with that. In order to, in this world, get projects done, to start businesses in a large scale way, and also movement work, our social justice movements, a lot of times need a lot of energy, and people are excited and passionate about putting their mind, body, and soul into a movement until there's justice, until we receive the fruits of our labor and we see a change in policy. And there are a lot of times when I want to work and not sleep. It's a choice. It's all a choice, and I think that's okay. I want to talk specifically about the moment when we've given a project or a thing or a moment in time our absolute all and we can't give anything else, and then there's not another option. There's not a choice to pause because we don't see that option inside of ourselves. We don't have the intuition and the body awareness enough for us to know that it's time to pause. Because we are all very programmed to just say we got to keep going. So we're trying to change that narrative so that when the time comes and we've given everything, we know that it's okay to stop. And then also, we want to create a world where there are actually options. So that when, for instance, someone has had a child, or there's a death and someone needs that grieving space, that there is a real option. And it's not even that, on a weekly basis, on a day-to-day basis, when there just needs to be a moment, there needs to be an option for a person to pause. Those need to be built into our cultural systems. And I want to give you an example of this. And one example is that I was at a retreat. I'm going to try to keep this short. And it was one of my really good friends who was leading the retreat. And so it was a retreat full of leaders and facilitators. So in the middle of the retreat, leaving out all the details about it, she felt in her body that she was so tired. She had put in all of this energy to bring all of these people to this beautiful land. She'd bring all of these people together and curate this retreat. In the middle of the retreat, she said, I just want to experience this. I don't want to lead it anymore. I don't want to do all of the logistics anymore. Like, I'm at my edge. And there was a circle with everybody in the retreat. And we agreed that, okay, well, she didn't have to. So a committee of 5 people stepped in, and she was able to enjoy the rest of the retreat. And that's just a small example of what it could look like to have exchanges of power, for someone to make a choice and say, I need to step away for a moment. That we're not so attached to this hierarchical system that gives one person all of the power. So this is really a paradigm shift, and it's a shift that a group of people have to make collectively. It actually includes belonging and mutual aid, so that a group of people feel connected enough so that when one person says, I can't anymore, that there's enough understanding that other people will step in. So this is what ties rest into belonging. And the creativity part is really about, like, how can we use our imagination to imagine and then embody a different system than we just got to do it until we die. We must work until we die. And if you want to take a break, then we're weak. And so all that to say that I absolutely agree that there are moments when we have to push, and there are moments when we can choose to work ourselves to the bone. But then what happens when we don't want to or we can't anymore? There's gotta be a choice and options when that moment comes for ourselves and for everyone in our community.